Welcome everybody to another installation of TPIM. That's our live. I'm your host, True Power is Mine. Today's date, July 10th, 2019, year of our Lord. All right, I want to start off today by going and doing something different. I was watching a program today and the guy had a misstep. It was on RT. He said that private companies are the best way to combat racism or whatever because they only care about your skin color and they don't care about the color of your money. That was the honest truth. And it was it was quickly corrected by the host of that show. I forgot the show it was. But these people know what they're doing. What's up, brother Nick? Hey, I got to check out your site. I know you have another Eye in the Sky report. There's been a lot of activity in the sky. Hold on. Before we go to brother Nick's page, let me go. Hold on. Let me pull this off over here so y'all can see where I'm going at with this. All right, we're gonna scroll down on this little free TV, or is it up? I think it might be up. Okay, it's a bunch of different news channels. Well, I have it on my phone, so but what's been going on? Oh, by the way, I'm just putting this out here in the universe. Tentatively, I should have Judge Joe on tomorrow, Thursday. He'll be on the show at some point. At some point. Let me go to the next page real quick. Because I need to find something on the side note. Hey. Sounds like somebody's on the line. All right. Let me
Probably my biggest one that I've made so far. I think it's at least 12 to 13 feet tall. It's really, really, really tall compared to other ones.
hold on.
Especially this tall here.
All right.
As opposed to all the other ones. This is drawing in so much energy. It's so huge. I told you that there's other ones.
I want to go and get a new video. The dual chemtrails. It's almost like a little song, ain't it? Chemtrails in the night, just gas and murdering. Chemtrails, it's all right.
We have two planes spraying forward and backwards. One on the left side, one on the right side. Here we have it clear as day. On the light is spraying like this, and you got this giant streak, chemtrail streak, right above in the middle.
Now, this is what's going on right now. Yeah. This report came out a few days ago. What's up, Brother Shogun? Brother Bird, welcome to the show. And Brother Bird, by the way, I already said hurricanes will be coming. It's going to be a celebration. The sun's getting hotter, and so are eagles. You know, I believe the name of this video, Shameless Nation in Crisis. People don't get upset anymore, fellas. They certainly don't get upset over issues that concern the poor, the lower tier, the minority. And now it's just obvious. You know, there's over 150 million impoverish American citizens right now? 150 million. Why do you think the illegals are coming in? To fill the labor pool. You know, Hitler and them killed 6 million Jews. The Holocaust that happened before him were hundreds of thousands of people. The Holocaust that happened before that was just 100 people. The Holocaust that happened before that was just 10 or less people. You better understand where you sit. Let's continue this, Brother Nick.
The sun is already set. We're in the process of setting. Then you got this up here. Contrails / chemtrails, all of the above. And to my right, they're just making it misty and misty. More of this, and here we have the moon out right now. Really, really early. Time is currently 9 o'clock. Sun is setting. See like the redness in the sky. Like I said, more of this previous chemtrail.
And I almost guarantee you, probably the next day, Brother Nick, did it not rain in your area the next day after you filmed this on the, I believe it would probably be the 9th of July?
Chemtrail line is solid. You see this is spraying contrail, but it still is adding a barrier of mist in the sky. Same old, 1 or 2 planes. It's crazy. It keeps spraying.
I don't know if you should be saying that, Brother Nick. A lot of people aren't aware of any type of hostilities that isn't human on human. You know, we're all cool with the human on human war. Everyone can rally behind that. But when you start talking about galactical war / spiritual war, then yeah, people start getting a little antsy.
They keep doing what they do.
Now, Shogun, did you feel any of that earthquake? You know what I'm saying? And more importantly, since you're in that region, has anyone detected any higher than normal background radiation? That's it. That's a question I want to know.
Doing. Got the other plane just sitting up there, heading back east. Could be a possible drone. Then back here, it said it's nothing but darkness. And the moon sitting up here. And then over here, you see, like I said, a barrier, a long line of a red clock. Even though the sun is setting right there, to be exact, you have this red iron oxide in the distance all around, being reflected off this chemtrail. Red iron oxide, all of it. You see, like that barrier in the sky. Then we get back down here. We see the oncoming, which looks like more gray mist in the distance from other planes spraying farther away. Over to the right, it's like I said, where the sun is setting. This is like northwest, west, to be exactly. The moon sitting right up there. Today's been great. Truthfully, just been growing my crops. Like right now, the plants are coming in looking very, very nice. Never would have expected them to grow so fast. But who knows, with all of this chemtrail and them trying to make it rain, it's doing my plants more justice. Well, you see,
join me every Thursday on the Alex Salmon Show, and I'll be speaking to guests on the world
panoramic view from left to right, right to left, and see the previous chemtrail line.
Look at that. That's the whole length of the visible sky.
Very, very big chemtrail line. And then over here, this is south. It's got to be south down this way. South. Clearly, waters are calm. Not really any flow, but you could tell there's been a lot of growth down here, especially down by the banks. A lot of growth because of the previous rain. Before, this used to be all just rock down here. But now it's just vegetation and everything else.
Yeah, I heard about the earthquake being felt in Vegas. You know, let's see something real quick. Hold on. See what these little douches are
Now
saying.
you've got 150 million poor people in America.
Oh, damn.
If you will not
Did he
obey
just
the
say
voice of
150
the Lord your God, or
million
be
poor
careful to do
people?
all his commandments and his statutes, which I command you this day, then all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you.
All land in the hands of white people is stolen property, and therefore it must be returned to black people.
If they get rid of whites, all their problems will go away.
There's a lot of greed within the white community, especially in South Africa. They are untouchable.
White farmers in South Africa are being attacked every single day.
People being tortured to death, especially elderly people.
En met my oordrom gebars, my neus gebreek, my wangbene gebreek.
Like any other race, white also find themselves affected by crime. And we are also affected.
White people live like kings and queens, out of sweat and blood of black people.
What are you going to have for dinner?
Today, we don't have anything. I'm asking from my neighbors for food.
Civil war in South Africa is inevitable.
One bullet, one settler. One bullet, one settler.
And it shall not be in the power of your hand to prevent it.
Wow. Well, I just randomly turned this stuff on. This was not my my doing. Hold on. Let's see what the mainstream's saying. What's up, Derek?
The embattled UK ambassador to Washington now stepping down amid a slew of leaked memos showing his criticism towards the Trump administration. We'll get the latest in a live report there. Plus, the U.S. calls for an emergency meeting in Vienna to discuss Iran's nuclear program. This while French leaders scramble to save the deal. And finally, remembering the life and legacy of American businessman Ross Perot. All right, it's time now.
All right. You know, Ross Perot was a huge welfare recipient himself. You don't know how? Well, he happened to had a huge housing complex in Houston, I believe, Texas. It was all Section 8. He was getting like almost millions of dollars every month just from the rent from Section 8. So he was a big time welfare recipient. Hold on.
Relationships between both countries going forward. RT's John Huddy is joining us with more on this developing story. John, what is the latest
ain't nothing
there?
Hold on, let's go to this. Ross Perot, HUD landlord. Hold on. Let me word this another way. I think it was a D in there anyhow. Hold on. Okay. I will find that off camera. And Firth Worth Housing Corporation. I think that's the one I'm talking about. But I'll find that totally. In Ross Perot. Hold on, that might be it right here. If so, let me post a link in the chat room. So those who are following me on Google can check this out for yourself. Oh, this isn't. All right. Like I said, I'll check that out later. Let's see what's happening here.
Likewise, British Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn adding his support for Derek, saying that I think the comments made about him were beyond unfair and wrong. I think he's given honorable and good service, and I think he should be thanked for it, end quote. And likewise, British Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt saying he is deeply saddened by Derek's resignation. On Sunday, when news of the leaked messages broke, Hunt said diplomats with the Foreign Office are paid for their frank assessment of the situation in the countries where they are serving, but he also added, it's a personal view, and there will be many people in this building who don't agree with that view. And indeed, I don't agree with some of the views that we saw in those letters, adding that he thinks the U.S. administration is highly effective. So kind of playing both sides there. Well, last night, Hunt and Boris Johnson had a testy exchange during the Tory leadership debate. Johnson refused to say, when pressed by Hunt, if he would keep Derek in.
Foreign Secretary, who thinks that he is equipped to be Prime Minister, has basically thrown him under the bus. And members of Parliament here on both sides of the House are absolutely livid.
I'm sure they are.
The lawyer that he wants. Well, apparently Jeffrey Epstein had the good wisdom and the good sense not to join the Trump administration because the Trump administration is not allowed to choose their own lawyers. The president tweeted about it yesterday. This is what he said last night. He said the following, and believe it or not, you will see it in mere moments. So now the Obama-appointed judge on the census case, are you a citizen of the United States, won't let the Justice Department use the lawyers that it wants to use. Could this be a first? Friends.
Oh, shut up. I hate
Hawaii decriminalized possession of small amounts of marijuana on Tuesday. It's now the 26th state to decriminalize or legalize recreational cannabis. The new law removes the possibility of jail time for possessing up to 3 grams of marijuana, but that doesn't make it legal. Offenders can still be fined up to $130. The bill also establishes a marijuana evaluation task force to advise lawmakers on changing marijuana use penalties. 3 grams is the most conservative limit of any state that's decriminalized or legalized cannabis possession, but it's still a major change from Hawaii's current rules, which is that even having a small amount of marijuana can be punished by up to a month in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Hawaii's Democrat-controlled legislature approved the bill in May. Governor David Ige's deadline to either sign or veto the bill was Tuesday. He didn't do either, which allows the bill to become law. It's set to go into effect on January 11th, 2020.
Wow.
California is now the first state to expand its Medicaid program to include health coverage for some immigrants living in the U.S. illegally.
Hear this?
On Tuesday, Governor Gavin Newsom signed a measure that makes undocumented adults between the ages of 19 and 25 who meet income requirements eligible for the state's Medicaid program. The legislation is scheduled to take effect in 2020. State officials estimate the...
Now, we still can't pay no reparation to Yao. What's up, brother Air, sister Sandra, Khalid, Ali? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, you see, we don't have no money for any of y'all, but illegals, all love.
For low-cost healthcare coverage to people 18 years old and younger, no matter what their immigration status is.
Wow. So... in California, if I'm homeless, can I now go to Beverly Hills and just pitch a tent in the middle of the sidewalk? You know, no borders. Let's open up all these gated communities. No more borders. Come on, y'all. Don't you see what's already happened? The nation is dissolved.
From January
They just haven't
2018
reported
to December 2018, there were 27 mass attacks in public spaces in which 3 or more people were harmed. In total, 91 people were killed and 107 were injured across 18 states. The attacks took place in workplaces, schools, and houses of worship and included the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School and the Tree of Life synagogue shooting. The report details the genders and ages of attackers and how attacks ended, among other information. The NTAC looked at the data and found commonalities between the attackers. At a press conference on Tuesday, Secret Service Director James Murray presented those findings.
For example, half the attackers were motivated by a grievance. 2/3 had a history of mental health challenges. Nearly all had experienced a significant stressor in their lives. Likewise, nearly all had previously made threatening or alarming communications directed toward or made in the presence of others.
The report suggests targeted violence may be preventable if appropriate systems are in place to identify concerning behaviors, gather information to assess the risk of violence, and utilize community resources to mitigate risk. Murray said the sooner we can educate ourselves on the warning signs, the better prepared we will be to prevent these violent acts. He added, quote, "While there's no one single profile of a person who commits targeted violence, this report and so many others that NTAC has completed in the past aims to assist our partners in law enforcement, in the education area, and so many other stakeholders in understanding some of the motivations behind mass attacks and their causative factors."
I think we know the MO. Hold on. Who's
gun control legislation Tuesday, but a special
It's like
session
there's
on the
just
issue
one
ended
after the
abruptly
other.
without any resolution. Lawmakers in the GOP-controlled legislature adjourned the session less than
All right,
2 hours.
I'm just gonna, because it just keeps coming so quick. Now listen, y'all. The only reason why I'm showing, I guess I'm going through the authority, the media, because I want to set this thing up to show y'all what the masses of the citizenry are reacting to. Hold on, here's this chicken head.
Laws up for debate include universal background checks, a ban on assault weapons, and other restrictions. Northam addressed the measures earlier Tuesday.
We've introduced 8 pieces of common sense legislation. They have been reviewed, and I expect them to have a discussion, a dialogue about those. And then at the end of the day, I want all of our legislators, all of our elected officials to take a vote on these. People in Virginia need to know that we're here to make Virginia safer, and they need to know where these legislators stand on these issues.
Republicans in the state have accused Northam's call to action of being politically motivated. As the Associated Press points out, they've floated
I wonder just how backwards people 400, 500 years from now is going to look at this particular era. Are they going to look back in reflection and say, look at the savage, look how they interact between each other, look how they hate for laughable reasons, and look how they kill. You know, oh, here we go. Here's what BET's serving up. Wow. Right off the bat. Look at this.
Well, I am sorry that it bothers you so much.
This is what is on BNT
If you weren't spending so much
right
time
now.
trying to get the bullshit pseudoscience degree, you might actually.
Let's just kill that. Just look at the imagery. They got the sister stripped down. They got the brother stripped down. I want to put that up for decency. See, this is why we have no shame, yeah. There's no shame. And this is when they probably ain't married. And this is what it's all about. Let's go. Look, I mean, it's all here. I don't even really want to go to the MTV bullshit. We already know that that's just basically nothing. I don't know, where are all those oh yeah, here. Another news deal. Let's hear some more.
1 ton of confetti and recycled paper for fans to throw. We'll have a lot more on this.
Oh, yeah, the
parade.
women's won the soccer.
Yeah, I got out of the subway jail, and they've already blocked off a lot of the area. Looking forward to it.
Oh, that was horrible.
Now for the political health.
In this episode, first-time homeowner Alex is always on the go.
Duke and I are all moved in. Now we just need an SUV to keep
You know,
us
this
together.
chick
Easy
is
life.
really making love to this
Asian
dog.
red Chevy Blazer from
That
Facebook.
dog is not this
It's both
chick's
fuel
pet.
efficient and
That dog is that chick's man. Oh, I got to give him a call back in a minute. Hold on. Then he's going to hit this one up here. All right, let's get this back up.
Now for the political headlines you need to know today. The ongoing case against multimillionaire Jeffrey Epstein is bringing tension in Washington. Our JD Durkin joins us live from Capitol Hill. JD, what is the latest on the pressure on the labor secretary?
Well, the pressure is growing, Hannah and Jill, largely from House Democrats with some Senate Democrats as well. They are using the latest kind of controversy surrounding the renewed conversation over Alex Acosta's role more than a decade ago as a federal prosecutor in the Epstein case for what a lot of people are now labeling as a lenient sweetheart.
Oh, stop it. What you're seeing there is this guy got to the position where he's at because he made the deal. He played ball. So he was able to go up in rank. He's not alone. Just like I said last night, these people are not alone. There's a whole network. MTV and BET, same trash. Who is our culture voice of consciousness? Air, you better be you. You have better be your culture's voice for consciousness. You. Same thing's true with Shogun. Same thing's true with Brother Nick. Same thing's true with Khalid, Sister Sandra. You lead yourself. Stop looking for damn leaders. You get something. You get some land. You get some sort of assets. You become your own leader. Then at that point, you can unite with other leaders to form a real and effective coalition. If everybody is in the pot, or if everyone's in the need, no one has anything tangible, and the little leader you're looking up to is dressing in fabulous suits and doesn't give a damn about who or what you are, you're being led to the slaughter, my friend. You're being led to the slaughter. They can't deal. They can deal with one Messiah, sister, but they can't deal with a million truly awoke, conscious human beings with unity, peace, and power in their heart. They can't deal with that. So that's why they make up this. Let me cut this madness back on.
Years ever since, including well below before the Trump administration, has pinned the responsibility on lower-level federal prosecutors and state-level prosecutors. He says those were the individuals who really pushed for leniency, but I, as the chief federal prosecutor, got as aggressive a sentence as we could. And at the time, we really felt as if a 13-month sentence in Jeffrey Epstein identifying as a sexual offender for the rest of his life was about as good a deal as we were going to get. Acosta further defending himself on Twitter within the last day, now from the official secretary account, by saying this, quote, "Now that new evidence and additional testimony is available, the New York prosecution offers an important opportunity to more fully..."
Whatever, man. It's a joke, yeah. It's just a joke. They know what those people did was illegal, but those people like Epstein, or Trump, Mr. Clinton, Miss Clinton, those people have connections to one another, but then to the next higher tier of people. Listen, y'all, most of us, we don't know who the real shaker and bangers are. Those people don't come out into the open, but seldom. Hold on, let me
Emmy for his comedic performance as a television
Well, I
producer
guess he
in the
died
Larry
or
Sanders
something.
Show. According to his publicist, Torn once said his method involved playing drama as comedy.
Yeah, he probably looking at a child raper there. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. I did not mean to say that. I don't want to be demonetized. That was just an opinion. YouTube, almighty YouTube. Barbara from YouTube, if you can hear me, if you're watching the show, I know you're a very powerful chick. You could actually snap your fingers and open up the channel here. I did not mean to call that man that. I don't know, I'm just saying a lot of people in Hollywood, it's a known thing. They're very touchy-feely, like Joe Biden. The guy that groped not Ted Cruz, but Terry Crews. Weinstein. Hey, 144-000-2300. Days is in the house. Welcome. And welcome also, Wes. Welcome. Blessings back at you, brother. Welcome to the show. I'm just clicking, trying to find this thing on the side note, and it's really upsetting me. I don't really want to play their audio because then...
A smile shop is where smiles are made.
Hold on.
Where a smile guide, just like this, walks you through your transformation.
I hate CNN, but I get,
Tell you, well, here's what you got to say.
God,
And you could even see in their reporting of it how qualified the language was. Here's what I don't like. There are people who should be targets, and there are people who should not. You and I are in the former category. We should be targets. We put ourselves out there. It's our job. Bring it on. The family, though, of Seth Rich, they never bought into this. They asked them to stop doing it.
That's true.
And because of the politics and the potential for
I don't even know what these guys are talking
what
about.
they thought worked for them. And that's wrong. These people didn't deserve that. And I'd love to say, well, it'll be like a learning moment, but it won't be. It'll keep happening as long as there's advantage in it.
Oh, that teachable moment, as we say.
If you're stressed about hair loss, works through financial conditions. So we look at a broad range of financial conditions. They do matter for us. What really matters is if there are big changes in financial conditions and they're sustained for a period of time.
Where are we today in terms of the proximity of the Fed funds rate to the neutral rate?
That's another one where we can only estimate the neutral rate, as you well know, and it's interesting. Estimates of that have come down as well. I would point out that we publish the medians in our summary of economic projections every quarter. We publish the.
Okay, no, not these guys.
But we knew the truth the whole time. We knew I was innocent of these charges the whole time, and I overcame it by having my strong wife with me the whole time and my legal team.
China's cooling off a little bit. Europe, right, with Brexit, they don't know what they don't know what they're doing right now. So I don't think you have to be a great prognosticator or a forecaster to say maybe the economy is going to cool off a little bit. But I don't see us having a recession. We've never had such robust numbers. John was talking about the stock market before. Look, people are working. People are happy.
So the stock market's up, wage growth is up, job numbers are up,
and unemployment is down.
Unemployment is down.
See, I just want to let you know, guys, if you're in the disenfranchised class, the poor class, and this news broadcast right here is not for you. They're saying things that will not pertain to you.
It's an unusual organization. We appoint this. Jerome Powell was appointed by the president, and he's been under a lot of pressure by President Strong, and it's affecting us in global trade. So maybe the Fed's going to cool it off a little bit, but that also plays into what the president's trying to do with trade. And this is the president's very pro-trade, and most people when they hear trade, they don't really understand it. But look, the world trades. We, and I'm a little older than you two guys. When growing up in the United States, we didn't export a whole lot of stuff. We didn't need to. We do now.
Hopefully, we'll start exporting some oil because I think we're a surplus producer. We're one of the net producers, and that continues to lessen and lessen our need to rely on any of these folks in the Middle East who all really deep down hate us. But for some reason.
listen, what he just did was project. Deep down, he hates the people in the Middle East. Also, what these guys are failing to realize, the petrodollar is the only thing keeping this economy of ours kind of afloat. Yeah, we are 25% of the world economy, all things considered. But it's that petrodollar along with that U.S. Navy that really give us the power to project force. And these bozos I want to show you guys, and hopefully I can't really just come out and say, but hopefully you guys are seeing the links here.
Been a British protectorate.
100 years.
But there was this very controversial bill that had to do with expatriating, criminals from Hong Kong to mainland China. There was an uproar about that, massive protests. Where are we with that now? And more importantly, how does this affect our relationship with China?
Look, interestingly enough, the Chinese dollar, the Hong Kong dollar, is very strong, and they peg their currency to the U.S. dollar. So our dollar and the Hong Kong dollar they're very symbiotic, so to speak. Also Hong Kong, if you've ever been to Hong Kong, every major bank in the world, you've got HSBC down in the corner here, every bank in the world has a major presence in Hong Kong. It's a global trading city. Every brokerage house in the world is prominently, there. If you go up to, I forget which hotel it is, they have a bar. It's called, I even forget what the heck the name of the bar is. It's the highest bar in the world.
Why would you think we would go to the bar? I mean, you wouldn't be thinking this has anything to do with it.
But you look down on the city of Hong Kong, it is the most congested real estate city in the world. So I don't think Xi knows what he's going to do. He can't send the troops in there like he did in Tiananmen Square and bust them up. Because the whole world, it's a global trading city. You can ship whatever you want into Hong Kong by boat or by air. There's no tax, no tariff. It's a free port. The world needs it, and the southern tier of China needs it. So Carrie Lam's in trouble. I think she's out.
Listen, the other day I saw a comment. I believe it was from a sister. She wrote, China's buying up Africa and no one basically gives a damn or even notice, okay? This hasn't been just the last couple of years, this China bound. These people have been building up China ever since the 70s, as you really look back at it. Now, we got to understand when you're dealing with people who have religious prophecies in mind, certain things have to happen. One of the one nations who can build a 1 million-man army like that is China and India, two extreme populations, or so they say. Now, what are you saying, Barry? Not to be off topic, Hong Kong, Washington, D.C. The show is called Liquid Lunch. The irony. I know. Hold on, let's get back. I mean, he's saying some halfway good shit, but his heart is not with us.
Keo Kingsford Strategies for joining us today. Great insights. Rich Valdez and Walker Bragman up next for Left, Right, Mix It Up.
We did what we did, and we got the opportunity to be here. But overall, it's one of the best baseball experiences.
On Newsmax TV, he's not afraid to push the.
This one here.
The Estates General and National Assembly separated by class, clergy, nobles, and commoners. The commoners' estate was frustrated by the fact that although it represented the majority of the population, it could still be overruled by the other two estates. So it split off on its own and started the National Assembly, swearing to not separate until a new constitution was written. As members of the other two estates moved to the National Assembly, Louis XVI gave his grudging approval, but he also started moving several military regiments into Paris, sparking fears he would try to break up the assembly by force. Unrest broke out in the streets of Paris on July 12th after Louis XVI fired a popular non-noble minister. Crowds went in search of arms and food, and 2 days later, finding muskets and cannons at a military hospital, set their sights for the gunpowder stores at the Bastille. The governor of the Bastille invited some revolutionists inside for negotiations, but the crowd outside grew restless, scaled the outer wall, and opened the drawbridge to let everyone in, resulting in a battle. Some 100 revolutionists died that day, but the Bastille fell when sympathetic French guards blasted the...
But Sister Sandra, this is what we're going to. We're going to a corporate feudalistic system where it's not going to be your senators or your... No, it's going to be the corporation and the AI that you serve. Not you personally. Hopefully not, in no way, shape, or form. I'm saying you figuratively to human beings that will participate in this new system. Now, all this stuff, I don't even know. I never even heard of this chatter business.
One of them was going to America, going to the States to fight. And also was the Ring magazine title holder, B. Kessler, got a ticket with a couple of mates.
For example, from my own hometown, Miami, Florida, we're already seeing the city of Miami spending millions of dollars.
Guys, so this is wow. Okay, so the earth is warming. Oh my God, we already heard the Constitution defines it already. Yes, that's true. That's true. I don't, the thing about it today, I had a vision. I was going to finish up the Atheist Agenda series. I was going to finish that up today. I just didn't really feel it. And, it's like, I just didn't.
Cheddar News, we
What
are
the
your
hell?
source for right now.
Hold on. Damn it. I'm going to turn this off. Hold on, y'all. Well,
you gotta take it and hold on to
it. There's nothing.
See, politically, it makes more sense for them to do this very slowly than to do it very quickly, because it keeps putting the onus on the Europeans and others to try to find a way out. They don't want to get to the point of no return either. The nuclear deal also limited the number and type of centrifuges that Iran could operate. Limits Tehran has yet to breach. If Iran really wants to shorten the timeline to acquire weapons-grade uranium, it might begin by increasing the number of centrifuges or starting to use more advanced technology. It's worth noting uranium isn't Iran's only path to a nuclear weapon. The country also has a heavy water reactor that can produce plutonium. That reactor was decommissioned as part of the nuclear deal, but Iranian President Hassan Rouhani has pledged to resume construction on it if the deal fails entirely.
Huh. Well, there you go. You're about ready to get some, whatchamacallit, some freedom for sure, Iran. Got to liberate them, right? Because they're building a nuclear missile, nuclear bomb, heaven forbid. So, like I said, I want to give everybody a taste of what's happening outside the United States, what's going on around the world, and we can see the BS has spread. It really has. All right, this is the last bit, and then we're gonna go back here.
It's been a very, 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 very nice day, and if you look in the middle right here where this glare is at, you can see this is exactly where like the path where the sun is at, or where it's possibly at. If you were to get higher and higher, it's right here exactly. All I can say, my Star family, I love y'all a lot. There'll be way more videos to come, more updates. I just want y'all to stay connected. We have to stay together and stay in unison. The beast and everything else is trying to prevent us to come together. Trying to prevent us to stay united, because together no one can beat us. No one can stop the force. No one can stop our knowledge, our power that we bring towards this planet of creating balance and just all in all, just being good, being creative, being constructive. And see, this plane's way the hell down here.
But yeah, just being constructive and just being constructive men and women of not color, but the bright race. Because I'm tired of using the word black. Black is only a shadow, not even a color.
Right. It's just a tint.
Race. And that's all we should be acting as, bright, intelligent, helpful, constructive individuals, man and female. That's it. Bottom line, we got to start worrying about us getting back on our feet, getting to a point in singularity where we're just doing what we have to do just to be constructive. That's all we should be. Non-constructive activities don't do us no good. All we can do is sit around and talk about sports and basketball and football and the stats of Kobe Bryant and this and that. All these people that are just puppets. It's time we just got to just move forward past this matrix, this third dimensional world that's got us looped, and it's sick. It's sickening because it's so sickening to the point where I feel like that you're being suffocated by nothingness. That's all it really ends up to be, and that's what it feels like to me, honestly. Just suffocating around dead people, low vibrational people. They don't see what's really happening in front of their eyes. It's just people just lost. People are just lost. And you see the sky is like a very red, it's like a magenta color, pinkish red. But people just don't understand. This shit is really coming to an end. Really, this old system, the matrix we live in currently is doing its way out. And like I keep telling you, you see this glare, like as if the sun is literally falling down to this exact point right here in the middle. This is where like the concentrated red area is more or less like, but you see what I'm talking about. It's time, my people. You gotta, and I know most of us are on one accord, but we need more of us. But it's just to a point now where like you can only do so much. That's a fat ass mosquito. But you can only do so much. People gonna only listen to what they want to listen to and hear what they want to do and do what they want to do, really. So you can keep saying, you can keep speaking it, but they gotta be wanting what the message is. So if they're not getting the message, then that's just them. But for us, we just gotta keep moving and keep swimming and just do what we have to do to and it's not be successful, just be who be comfortable in
Home insurance trusted by more people than any other. State Farm.
Did you guys see that on that commercial?
On July 2003, the body of a middle-aged man was found near woods on Harrowdown Hill in Oxfordshire.
Okay.
It was that of Dr. David Kelly, one of Britain's top scientists.
Well, that's actually nice. I wish I could really be doing the show from there, but that's not what I clicked on.
Because all that we're talking, not going to accept that. Australian fight. Polish, New Zealanders, Australians, South Africans, Indians.
I want you to realize when people say your freedom comes from war, they're talking about these guys right here and the conflict that they fought literally ensured your freedom. When other people say your freedom comes from God. But you got to realize there's people out there with weaponry that'll kill you. Devil on speed dial, heaven on layaway. And like I just said, this is so funny. You know, the mass murdering, not that he did. Montgomery, he's not the murderer. It's Rommel team that did the mass murdering. You all think that can't happen? It'll never happen again, man. Nope, never. Please. Just remember this, man. None are free unless all are free. Without that, nothing else really matters. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap it up. Not in like the colloquial. I'm talking about the show. I'm just going to wrap up the show. Obviously, I have 4 kids. I don't wrap up anything, but I just want to leave you guys with something to think about, something to research on. But there's really nothing coming to mind that I haven't talked about in past shows. Nothing else matters but liberation and freedom. What's up, Brother King? Welcome to the show. Even though we're about ready to go off air. This is another reminder. If I can get Judge on sometime this afternoon, I know he's busy today, but I'm definitely going to try to get him on tomorrow. Judge Joe Brown. Hopefully Dr. Short can join us on that conversation. So it'll be like another combo type day. Hopefully. Last one was quite successful. But yeah. Plus, I'm still half tired, guys. That's why I've been doing the show normally at 4 or 5, 3, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Since the sun's getting so hot, I don't know. But anyways, thank you all for joining me. This will conclude TPIM. That's our live. I'm your host, True Powers. By today's date, July 10th, 2019, the year of our Lord. As always, live your life with integrity without hate, envy, or greed. Brothers and sisters, let's try to be kinder to each other. And on that note, I leave you all power and peace.